We begin with the seventh chapter in geometry, that is coordinate geometry. Now, when we say coordinate geometry, it is mainly to fix the position of a point in a plane. Now, when we talk about a plane, what do I mean? It can be a plane which is either horizontal, like the top surface of a table, or it can be vertical, like any of the walls in a room. Now, if there is any point in a plane, let us take for example a horizontal plane, that is on the top surface of a table. To know where exactly a particular point lies, it is important that we have some reference lines, and those reference lines are referred to as axes. Now you look at this image over here. This is the page of a graph paper where you see that I have drawn a vertical line here and a horizontal line. The vertical line and the horizontal line are at right angles to each other. The vertical line is called as the y-axis. You see here I have written y, and the lower end I have represented as y dash. So the vertical line is the y-axis and the horizontal line is the x-axis. You see here I have written x and the other end is x dash. Now once the two lines are drawn, you will see that this x-axis and the y-axis meet at a particular point. Now that point is represented by the letter O and it is called as the origin. So what we have learnt now is the x-axis, the y-axis, and the point of intersection of these two axes is the point which is called the origin, which is represented as O. Now you will see that on the x-axis to the right of this point O, you will have numbers represented on the graph sheet. But all these numbers are positive. You can see here I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 onwards. Also, on the left hand side also we have numbers represented 1, 2, 3, 4 onwards. But what is the difference? On the right hand side they are positive and on the left hand side they are negative. So what can we conclude now? That on the x-axis to the right side of the origin we have the positive numbers, and on the x-axis to the left hand side we have the negative numbers. Now same thing happens in the y-axis. Here the origin divides this y-axis into two parts, the part above the origin and the part below the origin. The part above the origin is represented by positive numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 onwards, and the part below the origin is represented by negative numbers like -1, -2, -3, -4 onwards. Now, why is it important to divide it like this? Such that when we have any point here in this whole plane, whether it is in this particular region or this particular region or on these lines present, we can give them certain recognition. We can give them a certain name or coordinates such that they can be fixed. A certain point can have coordinates such that its position can be fixed. Now before we learn what are the coordinates of a point, first of all, by this x-axis and y-axis being perpendicular to each other, you see that this whole horizontal plane is now divided into 4 parts. And each of these parts are now called as quadrants. You see here, I have written the word quadrant. Now, how do I number these quadrants? I start from the first quadrant, which is here, which is on the right side of the x-axis, okay, this side, and above the x-axis, that is the first quadrant, and from there onwards I number the quadrants in the anti-clockwise direction. Clockwise would be this way, anti-clockwise is opposite side. So this is first quadrant, the next one will be second quadrant, here we have the third quadrant, and lastly here we have the fourth quadrant. So the quadrants are numbered in the anti-clockwise direction. Now, when we have to fix the position of a point in a plane, it is fixed by always taking first the x coordinate and then the y coordinate. Okay. Now, consider this point here P. This point P, if I draw a vertical line perpendicular to the x-axis, it meets the x-axis at 2. And from P, if I draw a horizontal line to the y-axis, it meets the y-axis at 3. Therefore, you will see here in brackets the coordinates of P are 2, 3. Same way now, if I take this point Q and I draw a vertical line perpendicular to the x-axis, it reaches the x-axis at 3, and if I draw a horizontal line which is perpendicular to the y-axis, it reaches the y-axis at the point 2. Since it meets the x-axis at 3, its x coordinate is 3, and since it meets the y-axis at 2, its y coordinate is 2. So you see here, though the coordinates of P is 2, 3 and Q is 3, 2, if we just think 3, 2 and 2, 3, we may feel it is the same. But can you see that these 2 points are 2 distinct points? When I say 2 distinct, they are 2 points which are different from each other or away from each other. It is not representing the same point. Now when I took the coordinates 2 and 3, 3 and 2, all of them were positive. I can also have coordinates which are negative also, because on the x-axis I have negative numbers. Same way on the y-axis also I have negative numbers. So let us see what will be the signs of the points or signs of the coordinates of the points in different quadrants. Now if you see in the first quadrant, it is bounded by the x-axis where we have all positive numbers, and the y-axis which has all positive numbers. So what can we expect the signs to be? Both will be positive. But when we go to the second quadrant, you will see that here the x on the x-axis the numbers are negative, but on the y-axis they are positive. So in the second quadrant you will always have the coordinates as negative, positive. Now going to the third quadrant, on the x-axis you will see all the numbers having minus sign. The y-axis also has minus sign. So what will the coordinates have the sign? negative comma negative. So the points will have coordinates where both will be negative. Where is both negative? In the third quadrant. Where is both positive? In the first quadrant. Now going to the fourth quadrant. Always you remember, first is x-axis, then y-axis. We cannot do first y-axis and then x-axis. Now here on the x-axis we see all positive numbers. On the y-axis we see all negative numbers. So what will the points have coordinates with signs? The signs will be positive on the x-axis and negative on the y-axis. So you see the signs written here, positive comma negative. So when they say that a point is lying in a region where its x coordinate is positive and y coordinate is negative, it is lying in the fourth quadrant. Can it be the same as second quadrant? Here also we are having minus and plus. No, second quadrant and fourth quadrant are two different regions. Here the x coordinate is minus and the y coordinate is plus. Okay, so this is about the four regions or the quadrants in a plane and their signs. Now as I told you, we can fix the position of a point in a plane by their coordinates. We have already done with points P and Q. Now coming to the point R, you can see the coordinates here, minus 3, 3. Minus 3 on the x-axis and 3 on the y-axis. If we take the point S here, you see here, first we have to see the x-axis. So S corresponds to minus 8 on the x-axis and minus 4 on the y-axis. Therefore the coordinates are minus 8 comma minus 4. Going to the fourth quadrant, you will see here the point here. I have written 3 comma minus 3. Why have I written 3 comma minus 3? Because this point L corresponds to 3 on the x-axis and minus 3 on the y-axis. So one positive, one negative. Same way if I take the point T, I am seeing 5 and minus 6. One is positive, the other is negative. 5 represents to x-axis, minus 6 corresponds to the y-axis. Okay, so now we finished about what will be the signs of the coordinates of a point when they lie either in the first quadrant or second quadrant or third quadrant or the fourth quadrant. Now a point can lie also on the x-axis or on the y-axis. Now if it lies on the x-axis, say for example I have taken a point here M. It is lying here on the x-axis. What is the number it corresponds to on the x-axis? It is 6. But on the y-axis this is 0 here. So therefore the coordinates will be 6, 0. So this point M is having the coordinate 6, 0. Then what will this point have the coordinate? It is representing 5 on the x-axis and 0 on the y-axis. Therefore this will be 5, 0. This will be 4, 0. Here we will have 3, 0. So that means, do you notice each time the second coordinate is 0, means the y coordinate is 0. So we see that always on the x-axis the y coordinate is 0. It is the opposite. On the x-axis the y coordinate is 0. So we will see the same thing on the y-axis, the opposite. That is the x coordinate will be 0. Now since on the x-axis the y coordinate is 0, we have the equation of the x-axis, the equation of the x-axis to be y is equal to 0. Okay, equation of the x-axis is y is equal to 0 because every point on the x-axis will have the y coordinate 0. Coming now to a point on the y-axis. So you see this point N here. If you see this point N here, it represents 0 on the x-axis, but it represents -2 on the y-axis. Therefore, its coordinates will be 0, -2. What about if I take this point here? This also represents or corresponds to 0 on the x-axis and -6 on the y-axis. Therefore, it will be 0, -6. If I take this point here, this here, it represents 0 on the x-axis and 2 on the y-axis. Therefore, the coordinate will be 0, 2. So, this is 0, 2. This is 0, -2. This is 0, 6. So, what is happening? Every point on the y-axis is having its x coordinate as 0. So, we can say that the equation of the y-axis is x is equal to 0. So, having this knowledge now, according to the signs of the different coordinates of points and knowing where each point will lie in which each quadrant, we can now proceed to the first exercise of this chapter.